Mario, Link, Solid Snake, Bayonetta, Lara Croft. Some video game characters become so iconic they outlive the games that made them. They become the face of a franchise, a console, a whole generation of gaming. Tonight on The Game Show, we're picking our all-time favorites, the mascots that defined us, the companions we die for, and the characters we can't stand, the ones we'd uninstall a game over. We've got the Game Show crew, 6 lifelong gamers, 0 agreement. I'm BreakmanX. Pull up a chair. This one's gonna get loud. This is BreakmanX, and welcome to the Game Show on May 27th, 2026. How's it going, Jack?
It's going great. It is summer. Summer's officially here. Kids are out of school. Had Memorial Day weekend here in the States. So it's going pretty great.
Awesome. How about you? Good to hear. Yeah, I'm doing great. I have more Pokemon in my Poke Gear decks. I'm learning still.
Filling out your Pokedex.
I've got my Poke stuff, is what I got. But no, I'm doing great. I had a lot of fun playing Pokemon with Jess yesterday on stream, and I can't wait to continue that going forward. I think I might be a Pokemon fan. And with that, Jess, how are you doing?
I am doing pretty good. I graduated officially from grad school 2 weeks ago now. I've spent the last week essentially in a coma, just sleeping and coming down from the stress of the last 2 years.
For sure.
But yeah, had a great time yesterday with Pokemon. I'm sure we'll get into it a little bit more later, but it's been so great to watch somebody get into the thing that got me into it. And you're doing remarkably well, honestly. Far less Pokemon fainting than the typical first run, I think.
I have played 300 to 500 JRPGs. So
Break knows all about the grind.
Yeah, I know about the grind. And it is, Jack was joking before that it is a JRPG, not like JRPG, which is very true. But I mean, I should like it. That's the thing. There's no reason I shouldn't like it. Right, Logan? How are you doing this evening?
Doing good. Been pretty busy lately, but been playing a little bit of Forza 4 here and there because I still haven't bought 6 and have been wishing I will play it one day. I've decided I'm going to beat 4 before I do that, just to wait for a sale to come out.
Nice. Very cool. I played it for just a very small amount. The graphics look very nice.
That's what I've seen. The design of the map is a wonderful addition to this game, from what I've heard.
The cars in streets are shiny.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun. I like the rays are traced. Mm-hmm. It's very nice. And Daria, how are you doing this evening?
Pretty good. Been a pretty okay week so far, and haven't gotten a lot of time to play Alan Wake 2, but I did get to play a little bit of Firebreak with Robert and the Endless Shift.
Awesome.
Because with some of the new maps, because I still haven't played in all of them, even though they've been out for a while. So.
Oh wow.
But yeah, we got to do a couple of those, and the new maps are a lot bigger.
Yeah, is
Which
it still
cool.
pretty easy to find games?
No, unfortunately,
Oh.
that's why I had to play with Robert. Because I will, like, it's easier to find people for jobs, but not for endless shift. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah.
Cool. Well, welcome. Glad everybody's here. And excited to get on with the show. Welcome to the Game Show. We've been doing this since 2002, one of the first video game podcasts ever made. We ran for over a decade, took a long break, and came back in 2025 because we couldn't stay away. I'm BreakmanX, and every week I'm joined by a mix of original crew and new blood to talk about the games we've been playing, the news shaping the industry, and whatever else we can't shut up about. So if you're into gaming, pull up a chair. You're in the right place. And tonight, we're going to be arguing. Probably not. But we're going to be talking about our favorite video game characters, which is going to be a lot of fun. I've been looking at the lists, and there's a lot of different picks, which is nice to see what everyone likes. So be very, very cool. All right, Jack, do you want to jump into our news of the week?
Yeah, let's start it off. So I think the biggest news this week is 007 First Light is out. So it's been getting some pretty good reviews. I have not gotten a chance to play it myself, but that just got released today. So very excited to check it out and start seeing what all the fuss is about. Very excited. IO Interactive hasn't really made a bad game yet, in my opinion. So fingers are crossed. Let's hope it's really good.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to get your impressions of it after you play it for the show.
And I will definitely share them once I've got a chance to play it.
Sweet.
Yeah. Other than that, though, some downer news. Destiny 2, Bungie announced that they are shutting down any new content drops. Their final content drop will be June 9th. So they're going to release one final pack for all their fans, and then they're basically going to keep the servers up, just like Destiny 1 is still up, so you can still play Destiny 1. But Destiny 2 is going to kind of go into a maintenance mode, if anything else, and just kind of be there. So their hope is that it's going to be a little more friendly for people to come back to and just drop in, play, that kind of stuff. But no new content from here on out, which is kind of a shame. I mean, that game has run for Destiny 2 itself, I think, has run for almost 10 years?
Oh my God. Has it really?
Yeah, I want to say 2017 or 2018 was when it was released.
Wait, oh yeah, because Destiny 1 was out way back in...
Yeah, Destiny 1 was...
Whoa, that's a mind-blowing
2014.
situation of years.
Yeah, 2017. So yeah, almost 10 years, almost 9 years. That's a pretty healthy tale for a live service game, if you ask me.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so at any rate, it is shutting down, getting its final content drop on the 9th. The kind of scuttlebutt going around is they've been trying to get Destiny 3 greenlit within Sony, and they have not gotten any approvals on that. So the studio's kind of hunkering down, focusing on Marathon and what they call quote unquote incubator projects. And my guess is they're kind of bracing for layoffs because that whole team doesn't have anything to go to right now.
Man, I want Bungie to stay strong so we can visit them again.
I mean, just think about their trajectory, man. Like
I
they
know.
went from like indie Mac publisher, or not publisher, but indie Mac developer for 6 years, 5 years. And then they got bought by Microsoft, became one of the biggest studios on the planet for 10 years.
Yeah.
Maybe a little longer than that. And then they got bought, they went independent, got bought by Activision, and then got sold to Sony. I mean, it's
bizarre.
Just incredible. And now they might be shrinking.
If Nintendo buys them, they could get the trifecta and have all three companies having owned them. But no, it's pretty crazy. I mean, that they went from being on the stage with Steve Jobs at Macworld to Microsoft buying them to all this. So it's pretty. They've almost touched like all the big tech companies at this point. But I was probably more into Destiny 1. I played a ton of Destiny 1. a lot of raids and things. I was kind of over it by Destiny 2, although I did play most of the story stuff, but definitely didn't play as long as Destiny 1.
I played a ton of Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. I played a heck of a lot of when it first came out. The multiplayer wasn't really quite what I was looking for, though, because Destiny 1, it was just the same as Destiny. It was the same as Destiny 1, and that wasn't my cup of tea. But like the co-op and the raids and just all that stuff was awesome. I think the unfortunate side effect, though, was because I like playing other games, I would always come back to Destiny 2 after there was a major content drop and be like, okay, where am I?
Yeah, me too.
Going?
I'd be so
Who do
confused.
I need to talk to?
I'd be so confused by all that. But yeah, Destiny 2 was, I don't know. I've tried to remember how much I did end up playing of it. Destiny 1, I remember feeling like it was like the best Star Wars game that wasn't Star Wars. Because you felt like I was a warlock, so you felt like a Jedi. Right.
and then they put Star Wars in it earlier this year.
Yeah, I know. I didn't play it, which is so dumb of me. Is it still in there? I should give it a try.
I don't know if it's still in there. I think the content drops are still there.
Okay. Because that would be pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
I loved riding my little motorcycle thing, whatever they're called, around. like Darth Maul.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Shutting down. Hopefully Bungie survives.
I mean, they're going to survive. I think Marathon's doing decent. I think they've got to figure out what they're going to do with season 2 of Marathon, but so far so good on that one. I hope it's matching their projections or beating them at least.
Awesome. Well, very cool. Before we go on to the next news bit, I just want to remind you can write a comment here below, either live during the show or during the week. I do read them all during the week and respond. We'd love to get your interaction. And if you like what you see, please give us a like and subscribe. If you're set to public, you should get a fun little notification here in the middle of the screen. And we would love to see that.
Mm-hmm.
With that, go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, so next bit of news, something a little more cool, and it definitely up my alley. The Witcher 3 is getting an expansion. That's almost, what? I mean, it came out shortly after the Xbox One was released, so this 13 years after it was released, it's getting a third expansion pack called Songs of the Past. It's going to be coming out in 2027. Looks like it's going to be kind of a throwback. It's not going to be set in the middle of some of the Witcher 3 story. It's going to be set as kind of a prequel, but it's also going to be gearing up for some of the story that's coming with Witcher 4. So very, very, very excited to hop back into the world of The Witcher, especially The Witcher 3. I actually just booted up my save a little bit earlier on my Xbox just to make sure it still worked, and was updated to the latest version to make sure I'm ready to go when that thing comes out next year. I'm disappointed it's not coming out for another year, but hey, I'll take any new Witcher content I can get.
Yeah, that's awesome. That makes me want to finish The Witcher 3. I never finished it.
You definitely should. And I'll be honest with you,
I liked it. There's timing. I just couldn't finish it.
There is so much to do. I mean, I think I clocked in at like 120 hours, something like that, by the time I was all said and done. And then I also got the 2 expansions. I'll say the first expansion, can't remember what it's called, is but the second one, Blood and Wine, well worth the price of entry. Like that it's a really cool follow-up and coda to Geralt's story.
Awesome.
Such a good game. I need to go back and play it again.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to try it out on my my graphics card now. It'll probably run way better.
You should, yeah.
I think that game came out like forever ago. I think I played that on my 10.
Like I said,
2015.
I was pretty sure it was an early Xbox One game.
That was 2 video cards ago. And I upgrade very rarely, so that's quite the jump.
Man. Oh, well, yeah, so I'm very excited about that. Next up, and I'm kind of doing like a good news, bad news kind of thing today. So
just like Animaniacs.
Yeah. So the next one, Steam Deck. Unfortunately, there is a huge price increase for the Steam Deck OLED. I know. Valve has announced that the 512 gig version is going from $549 up to $789. And the 1 terabyte version is going from $699 to $949. So
barf puke.
Thank you. Current market conditions. I believe that is the official line. Current market conditions are what are to blame for the price increases.
I couldn't justify, because I don't know. I couldn't justify getting one for me just because I wouldn't see myself playing it all that much. I would probably want to wait to get back to my PC. But BreakmanX literally 2 days ago was like, hey, have you ever heard of the Steam Deck? And I was like, well. And so we were talking to BreakmanX about it, and she was interested in it after, especially he wanted it. So we were like actually kind of seriously talking about getting one, and then the price increase today. I don't know. I'm gonna wait. We would probably instead help him build his first PC, which will actually, I priced it out and it'll be cheaper than the lowest Steam Deck.
Doubt it.
So
yeah. But it's just a shame because like the Steam Deck is such a cool device.
I know it is.
As an owner of one, I highly recommend it, especially if you like playing PC games and you've got a pretty good Steam library.
I know. It's really cool. I don't anyway.
No, I mean I can't justify, I couldn't buy justifying one of those at that price either. Like that's ridiculous.
Well, I'm more mad I didn't buy it at the reasonable price.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for that, because I should have just done it. I almost did it several times. I just didn't, and I should have.
That's all right. You'll get a chance. It'll come back down at some point. You can find one used or something.
Yeah, I looked at refurbs. They're not as bad.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
His birthday's coming up, so
there you go. All right. So next up, Square Enix has announced, because it's Dragon Quest Day, they have announced Dragon Quest XII Beyond Dreams, and they also showed some footage from it. So for all you Dragon Quest fans out there, what's kind of interesting about this is they actually had previously announced Dragon Quest XII, but as part of the announcement, they were like, yeah, we scrapped that whole thing, and here's Dragon Quest XII Beyond Dreams, which is a completely different game that is, we're just calling Dragon Quest XII also. So it'll be really interesting to see what this brings. I honestly still have not played Dragon Quest XI, and I know they changed some things up in that game. They actually have a sale going on because it's Dragon Quest Day on Steam, and so I might pick that thing up along with Dragon Quest III HD Remake and see what the hype on 11 is all about.
Yeah, the 3 HD remake, I've been waiting for it to go on sale. So now that it is, I've been trying to be more picky with because JRPG is, one of my, if not my favorite genre, and but they take 35 years to play, so I've been trying to be more selective on the ones that I play. So I haven't played Dragon Quest XI, but yeah, I just feel like some point, like when I'm really old and like in a nursing home or something, I'll have a lot of JRPGs to play.
That's my thought process too.
Really? We'll be hey, have you played Dragon Quest 20 yet?
Yeah. I did buy the Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remake, and I started playing Dragon Quest 1. I've already put 20 hours into Dragon Quest 1.
Wow.
And like I just rescued the princess, and I was just like, man, this is gonna take a while.
I think the Dragon Warrior was my first JRPG because and I didn't like them at first. I didn't like the you had to select stairs.
Yeah.
But I did end up getting into it and did end up liking Dragon Warrior, right? But
it's really incredible
intro.
It's really incredible to see where they went from Dragon Quest 1 to Dragon Quest 4 just on the NES.
Yeah.
Like just some major quality of life improvements as they went through the whole,
for sure,
just evolution of that. But still, I think you and everybody else, their first JRPG was probably Dragon Quest, thanks to Nintendo
Power. Because Minoru Arakawa thought everyone was going to buy it, and no one did, so they had it after once.
Yep. But it's a good way to get rid of all of them.
I think his thing was he was wrong about Zelda, because he thought Zelda wasn't going to do well, and then Zelda did great, and then when they told him Dragon Quest wouldn't do well in the United States, he's like, but Zelda did well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Not quite the same.
Not quite the same. But I think, I don't know. Him looking at it and the characters look similar, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, well. So next downer news. I guess this isn't really a downer. It's just confusing. So there was a Rocket League esports event. I don't know if it was the World Championships or what, but they had an esports event in France over the weekend where they announced Unreal Engine 6, and the first game getting developed for it was going to be Rocket League. And like, they're like, hey, look at all these blades of grass. Look how shiny the cars are. And I'm just like, what? You know, I get it that new consoles were supposed to be coming out this year, but nobody can afford video cards. Nobody can afford RAM. Like, why even put this out right now? Why even put this into the world? Like, unless
it's such a
unless like one of the
depressing
big things, unless one of the big things is UE6 is going to be just like UE5. Oh, but it's going to run better and use lower specs. Hey, great.
That'd be cool.
But if it's just shinier, newer, faster, like, who's going to take advantage of it?
Yeah, it's just a very sad time for that. I didn't get rid of the video card that I replaced in this one, so that's why what we'd put in BreakmanX's computer. It's a 3070, I think, Ti.
That's a good card.
Yeah.
Like I say, Robert plays Rocket League, and he showed me that, and he's like, so essentially it's just the same game, but just more shiny graphics.
Yeah. What I hope they don't do is, like, you know, one of the big things to having a successful free-to-play game is having an engine that everybody can run on any kind of device. Like, if UE6 can't run on lower spec systems, you're getting rid of a lot of your audience. So
Right.
I hope they know what they're doing.
It's used in movies too, so that might be something cool.
Yeah.
It would be nice if they can get the real-time capabilities up for virtual production. That would be cool. But yeah, hopefully they don't alienate a ton of their audience with Rocket League. That's probably the biggest reason they didn't switch to UE5, because it is pretty system resources intense right now.
Yeah. Yep. We'll see. But, and last, I will end on a high note for my news section. Sega has teased Crazy Taxi. So they didn't really say anything other than just a little social media post with a little taxi symbol, with a taxi sign. And I would guess that means we're going to get something at Summer Games Fest, which is next week.
I'm excited for that. Oh my gosh. This is going to be... We have Star Fox 2 coming out this week. The Ocarina of Time remake is going to be announced this month. And it's just going to be a great month for me.
I bet you we will see some footage from the Legend of Zelda movie at Summer Games Fest.
Oh,
I would put some money down on that right now.
I hope it's not cringy. Being live action, it could go either way. I like the pictures that they've shown. And
yeah.
Miyamoto, I mean, I'm glad that they have, just like Ed Boon with Mortal Kombat 2, I'm glad that the game godfather of that game is involved.
Yeah. So
I think it's helpful.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but yeah, I'm excited. Crazy Taxi. I don't know if Offspring is still what you put in that game, but yeah, very excited for something interesting.
Offspring tangent. Did you see that the Offspring dude gave a commencement address at SC, Jess?
I did not. Oh,
I was sorry.
No.
I would say Jess because Jess was there. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Did not.
Yeah, apparently
That's
he went
crazy.
there. I saw that. I'm not going to go on. Just because you were at the graduation, but he started and he was like, yeah, I went here for I can't remember I'm sure it's wrong, but not microbiology or something. And I started this band that kind of took off. But he just kind of right. But he apparently came back and got his doctorate of fancy science. I don't know what science it was. He's very smart guy.
that's awesome.
Interesting. How did I not know that?
Crazy.
Crazy.
It came up on my random stories. And Jack, I'm sorry. I just since Jess was there, I thought maybe she would have seen it. But gotta keep them separated.
Indeed. That's all my news I got this week. So, Jess, you got some news?
Yeah, Jess.
We do. So the big bit of news in my neck of the woods this week was that the long-awaited rival to The Sims, Paralives, released on early access.
I saw some of this stuff.
I have a lot of hope for it. it's very clearly in early access form, which all of us were expecting. But the art style, I really like. It's very like hand-drawn looking, which I'm a huge fan of. It seems to be much more kind of narrative driven as opposed to The Sims, where like technically like you can do things, but it's all kind of like up in the air and vague in The Sims, whereas this one, like, it's a lot more specific and you can choose specific interactions with people, and it seems to be like emphasizing that a little bit more. The build mode seems particularly insane. You can essentially do anything from what I've seen. Like, you can curve walls, you can so on The Sims it's like a grid system, and you have to put in a cheat to be able to place things anywhere, but that's like built in with Paralives, as well as like resizing things. You can also like take, like if you have a couch, you can take it and you can like elongate it or make it shorter, and you can do that with like all of the furniture and like the doors, the windows and things, which is really cool. Yeah, I have a lot of hopes for it. Obviously, it's still a little bit buggy because, again, early access. It's also, it doesn't have all of the features in it. I think it's been something like 7 years in the making since like the first time they mentioned this. It's a very small indie team. So I've been relatively impressed with everything I've seen thus far. I probably personally am going to wait until it's full version to buy it, just because it does seem relatively limited, at least in the early access version that it is. But if you're at all interested in it, I know they've got like a, I think, 10% sale going on for the launch. And it does seem like there's a fair amount of content to start with. So I'm very excited and hopeful to see where it goes. The Sims, as much as I love it, and it has been like a deep part of my gaming journey throughout my life, has never really had anything that is even close to a worthy competitor. And I think they could use that. So I am hopeful that Paralives continues to get better and increase in quality, and it seems like they really understand all of the things that are frustrating on the Sims part, and has tried to like incorporate that, and then also make itself kind of its own game as opposed to just like a carbon copy of The Sims. You can see that they're really making some actual like choices that differentiate it, which I also really appreciate.
That's awesome. Do they have their own fake language?
They do not. From everything I have known, I think it's just regular English, but I really appreciate the way it looks. Is my favorite part at this point. Is it's very like artistic-y, very cozy. Whereas The Sims, it gets close to realistic in a way that is like goofy more often than it's not. And so I personally just like the stylized thing a lot more. So I'm really rooting for them. I want them to do well. If for no other reason than to get Sims to kick it into gear and actually fix some of the things they need to fix.
That's fair.
Awesome. Well, I had not seen that game, so I just texted BreakmanX because we played a lot of Sims in high school, mostly trying to do humorous things.
This seems a lot more kind of grounded. I think The Sims is much more unhinged. I think this is trying to be like an actually good and earnest game, which is fair. I mean, most of what makes The Sims funny and unhinged, I would argue, is unintentional in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I can see.
So, yeah.
Yep. Very cool. Well, anything else you want to mention?
Well, I don't know if anything else interesting happened this week, but no, of course, we already talked about it a little bit. But playing Pokemon with you, Break, has been amazing. I am very excited and happy that you're enjoying it, because there was a part of me that was very scared that we were going to sit down and you were going to start playing it and you're going to be like, this is boring. So I'm glad you're having a good time with it.
There was a part of me that was a little scared that I was going to be bored with it, because I'd tried it before, very briefly, like 5 or 10 minutes. So it's safe to say I've never really played it. But no, I'm legitimately enjoying it. I was actually today excited to play it again. So that's a really good sign. And honestly, it's really fun to have you guide me through it. Like it's like you're like my Cortana for Pokemon.
Perfect. Love that.
So very cool. All right. Well, I've got a couple updates here. So one, my save dumper came in.
Woo!
It's
Nice.
disappearing,
Yeah.
right? But I was able to dump my Zelda 2 save, so it's preserved forever. Matt N.
Nice.
And then power, I think below. I think I read somewhere incorrectly that would do something special to the game. I think that's why that was on there. But that was cool because I still can't believe that exists. The NES video, still been working on that. Got a lot of footage captured now. Got a lot of equipment for some of the other stuff I'm about to shoot, but that's moving right along. Excited for that.
Awesome.
Been playing a lot of, I'm excited. Been playing a lot of NES games, some that I've played a lot of, some that I've never played before, and then, cartridges going back to 1988 that I had. So
What's the one? Not to spoil too much about the video, but what's the one that surprised you the most?
of the new NES games,
The ones you haven't played, yeah.
Zen Intergalactic Ninja.
Ah,
I had never played that. I'd seen some pictures of it in magazines and such, but I'd never played it. And I'm pretty astounded by one, how good the graphics are. But it's actually like a pretty good game. It's a lot of the late Konami games that no one apparently played are really good so far. Have you ever played it, Zen Intergalactic?
I think I played it once or twice, but it doesn't really stick out to me.
It's very like Captain Planet. You're there's a level where you're fighting to recycle. But you put in a battery in the recycling, so I don't think they quite knew what they were doing with with it. But hey, it's the thought that counts, right?
And that's a Konami joint, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Konami. Yeah, it looks really good. Like the graphics are pretty awesome. And then there's a bunch of, I hadn't played a lot of the games from Kid. Like I mentioned, Kickmaster, and they're the G.I. Joe games that I had played, but hadn't played a lot of them. Was it Low Gravity Man? So yeah, there's a lot of fun ones. I'm excited. And then I should mention, very excited, Blue Shell 3D again will be on next week. Who invented a very key part of it's called the Nintendo drawer, but it's a very key part of what's allowing my Nintendo to have new life, replaces the 72-pin connector, and has a bypass for the lockout chip. So literally every game you put in, as long as it's not horrifically dirty, works first try.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's great, and it works as advertised. It also doesn't have the death grip that a lot of the other we'll talk about more next week, obviously, but a lot of the aftermarket ones, you have to literally put all your force into ripping out the game, and it's probably not great for your game. This one, as long as you know what you're doing, it works with magnets, so it's really cool. It's super over designed in the best way, over engineered in the best way. So
go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying it'll be on next week, and he let me know today he got a new microphone for it, so he's excited too.
Nice. Yeah, as somebody that has replaced a lot of 72-pin connectors over the years, just on various NESs that I've found in my hands, getting a new one of those things in, it feels like anytime you, the first 20, 30 times you stick a Nintendo, a cartridge in, it's like a death grip. You've got to just really just yank it out of there.
Yank it out. Yeah, I've been pretty impressed. And Fenris, again, credit to him, because he was like, how far do you want to go with this Nintendo of yours? And pretty much did all of his recommendations that wouldn't involve, changing it into something else. But this was definitely a great recommendation. It works as advertised.
Nice.
So, all right, well, let's get into the meat of our episode this evening. We're going to be talking about our favorite video game characters. So to start off here, we're going to start off with our best player characters or mascot characters. And with that kind of a description, there's really only one character I can start with, and that's Mario. Jess has been in my video game class, so she's heard me lecture about Mario and how important, it was to resurrecting the game industry in the United States. I still think the original Super Mario Brothers is one of the most, if not the most important video games ever made, with how the industry was going at that point. And just just a fantastic, and also like so bizarre. I never really thought about it growing up, but if you can imagine describing like that game to someone else, like you play as a plumber going into pipes and jumping on turtles and, you know, squids and stuff. And it's like, it doesn't make any sense at all. Especially the early, you know, game, but it doesn't matter because the gameplay's like great. Like the physics in that game, especially Super Mario 3, the physics in that game are like perfect. Like I don't think there's any 8-bit game that has better physics control than Super Mario Brothers 3, which was so important with how some of the Atari games did not have that. So let's go.
No, I mean he's iconic, right? I mean, he's got 2 movies, more coming probably. Just okay, yeah, 3 movies. Sorry,
don't forget John Leguizamo.
PTSD here. But no, you know, you can't make that list without having Mario. Like he's definitely.
And thanks to everyone else that didn't take him.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. All right, Jack, who is your first?
Yeah, so my first, this is in no particular order, so just bear with me here, but my number one's Bayonetta. Like, I don't know if there's a cooler, more confident person in all of video games than Bayonetta. Like, just she's really cool, super slick, like, just like there is like Lara Croft is probably the closest thing you get to a Bayonetta, but like she's just a fun character. She pokes fun at just about everybody in her way. She doesn't take anything too seriously until it's like the very end of any of her games, and even then it's still just kind of a little quip and here we go. But now Bayonetta's super awesome. Like you know, I think she's a really good avatar for video games, especially the third-person action games. Like they're just a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. That's like one of the coolest, most stylish games ever. The first time I played that, it was like almost overwhelming. Like I tried, like my eyes were like wow, where do I look? So many bullets flying. But once you get used to it, that is such an amazing game.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, Jess, what is your first pick?
I think I'm gonna go with, because Jack just brought her up, Lara Croft. I know I've talked about her before, but it was the first time I ever played a video game as a child where I got to play as a girl, and that was like such a like formative thing for me. And then, you know, I was so into Indiana Jones, and I was like, oh, we've got like a female Indiana Jones, and she's like a badass, and it's so much fun. And I've played pretty much every Lara Croft game there's been, and I've never not loved her. Also, shout out to the Netflix animated Tomb Raider show. It was actually really great, and I'm so sad that we're like not getting any more of it, because I think it really found its footing in season 2. But she's just such a badass, and she's so iconic, and I love her dearly.
Awesome, great pick. And I was watching that trailer again that I put in the little cold open thing, makes me excited to play that. So
yeah, I will say that the latest trilogy was incredible. Like,
yeah,
just a really good job, top to bottom.
For sure.
Yep.
Very cinematic. In the best way. All right, Logan, what's your first pick?
Yeah, my first pick is Blue Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic.
Look, Sonic is so great just because iconic design, really. Something that could go toe-to-toe with Mario, which is not easy. And
we shall see. I'm just kidding.
We shall see, yeah. Not easy at all. And his design kind of determined the entire like theming and trajectory around the Sega side of gaming, which is pretty incredible as a mascot character. Also, I just love the attitude Sonic has in his game. games. Like the one I keep going back to is in Sonic Mania, where if you don't move him around for a few seconds, he'll just like start tapping his toe and break the fourth wall and stare at you, waiting for you to move him.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Sonic's a good character.
Yeah, no, I right there with you. I can still remember the first time I ever saw Sonic the Hedgehog. My friend Zach from my baseball team had every console. I only had a Super Nintendo and Nintendo, so at the time, but he had everything. Sega, pretty sure he had a Turbo. I think he might have even had a Neo Geo. But anyway, he took me into this room because I told him I'd never played Sega Genesis, and we played Strider first, and then he looked at me and he goes, "Do you want to see Super Sonic go super fast?" And I was like, yeah. And then I saw Sonic the Hedgehog and I was like smitten because I hadn't really paid honestly too much attention to the Genesis yet at that point. I was definitely like a Nintendo person, but once I saw Sonic, man, I wanted a Genesis so bad, and we eventually got one used I think a few years later. But that game, Yuji Naka, so sorry, he's in prison now. But his programming, of those games, those first two especially, are like amazing, utilizing the speed of the Motorola 6800 chip, which is really fantastic. At E3, I think 2010, I met him. He was walking sad actually through the Sonic Colors booth. And I went up to meet him, and he said he had H1N1, and I think I got it from him because then I had H1N1 like a few days later. So, but I'm totally fine getting H1N1 from Yuji Naka. Like that's totally cool. But anyway, Sonic is great. I love all the 2D ones. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 and Mania is absolutely phenomenal. So
I like the qualifiers, but I mean, it's always going to be, toe tapping and chili dogs. Like that's what I will always think of when I think of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yep. I love the documentaries that have come out in the last few years and console wars and everything, getting more information about, he's originally going to be like a rabbit. And basically the whole thing was inspired by roller coasters.
I believe that.
So some pretty cool stuff. And of course, Michael Jackson doing the music for Sonic 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember Sonic Tuesday, Jack?
Oh yeah. No, it was all over the magazines for a long time.
Again, I didn't have a Genesis, so I was mostly like adoring from afar. But
yep. I was just like, hey, cool, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is coming out. My friend that has a Genesis, I will make sure he knows that Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is also coming out on that same day.
Yep. My neighbors. Yep. For sure. Awesome. All right. Well, back to me. I'm gonna. Oh, Daria. Oh, I did it again.
You said you wouldn't do it again.
I did it again.
No.
Who's your first?
My first one is Aloy. I know a lot of mine are probably going to be much like more recent release games.
Well, they don't have to be ancient, so that's great.
I didn't mean it that way, but no, Aloy is probably
it personally. No, I'm kidding.
one of my favorite playable characters. The journey. It was also that she goes on. It was the first open world game that I'd played, and like I actually watched the playthrough before I actually played through it because I couldn't like play through it at that point. But just being enveloped in the story, and I don't know, there was a lot of like things that people told her that for a lot of the characters like throughout that I have on here, like things said to the characters in the game that like just really resonated with me at that point in time. And so it just further like solidifies like why I feel connected and continually return to these characters. But Aloy was probably the one, like it's just because of the world that she's based in and the parallels to our own and things like that, that she's probably my top choice.
Gotcha, great pick, and you're the reason I played those games because of your recommendation. So
nice.
So very cool. All right, now back to me with my tail between my legs. I am going to go with another very obscure character, Link.
Oh, never heard of him before.
So obscure. What's he from?
What's a Link? Right? No, Link. I mean, what do you say about Link? I've been playing a lot of Zelda 1 because capturing footage from it. Zelda 1. As a kid, I would play that game all the time with really no intention of beating it. Like that wasn't even a thought of my mind. It was literally just exploring. Like what is over here? What is over there? Everything seemed so mysterious, and like you're about to just discover something really cool all the time. So starting there, my favorite incarnations of Link are the ones where he doesn't speak and yell. Because I could do without him when he jumps. But it's fine. It's fine. But no, Link, great character. It would be nice. Well, no, we had good games recently. Skyward Sword still sticks in my craw.
I think it's in everybody's craw.
Yep.
That's the remake we're getting this year.
Oh my god, I would be so mad. I would be so. That would be unless it's the CDI games. That would be like what would be the most frustrating.
They already did that, so.
Oh, they did for the Switch.
Mercifully, we won't have to have that.
Which I tried again because I was like, maybe without the Wii controls. No, it's just still not for me.
Still not great.
Still not for me. But yeah, Link's great. If you haven't played a Zelda, you should give it a try.
Yeah.
All right, Jack.
Oof. Yeah, so I kind of just wanted to kind of go just kind of out there with a lot of my picks. So my second one is Rad Spencer from the Bionic Commando series.
Oh, great pick.
How could you not love a guy that can't jump but has a bionic arm? And in some cases, the bionic arm is inhabited by the spirit of his dead wife. I mean, just like super ridiculous. The Bionic Commando Rearm series really gives him a lot of personality. That's honestly the incarnation I really like is that version of Rad Spencer. Bionic Commando 2 kind of the Rearmed goes a little over the top, but no, Rad Spencer, just a silly stupid character that ends up having one of the best video games of all time, whether that's the original Rearmed or even the 2008 2009 Xbox 360 PS3 version. Like that game's good. It's just odd, but no, it's Rad Spencer's a really cool character that I don't think got a lot of recognition from the quality of his more mainstream games, but certainly deserves to be up there when it comes to really cool characters.
Yeah, for sure. The control in that game is, again, so cool. I mean, it feels really weird right at the first, but then you get the hang of it, and it's awesome. And you get to kill Hitler.
Yes.
So
always positives.
Two birds.
Mm-hmm.
One stone. All right, Jess, what's your next one?
My next pick is going to be a much more recent one, which is going to be Maelle from Expedition 33. I think that game, as I've said a million times, is such a phenomenally done, emotional story. And her character specifically is one of the most heartbreaking characters that I have encountered in video games in recent years. And I thought it was so well done. And it's probably the easily top 5 hardest choices that I've ever had to make in a video game, emotionally ever, comes from her character there at the end. And I just think that was so beautifully done, and she's so phenomenal.
That's awesome. I need to finish that game.
I love it.
And Jennifer English's performance is just breathtaking. She did a phenomenal job. Everything about it is amazing.
Awesome. I've been so into our conversation here that I haven't been reading the comments. I apologize. Johnny Graphic says, good evening, all. Sketchy Ceviche says, you can see the dew of the grass when we're talking about the UE6. And then Johnny Graphic says, yes, Aloy is iconic. Her ability to fight the machines and see other things other people can't see makes her kind of a superhero in that world. Very cool. And 8-Bit Moss Play says, whoa, the whole gang is here, except where's Maul? And Jack is correct. The overlords are currently preventing him, but he might get let out of his cage. We're hopeful for a Maul sighting this evening. Feel the Sith. You can hear the Korra. Logan, what's your next pick?
Yes, so my next pick is I went to the wrong doc. Steve from Minecraft.
That's good.
The pixelated one, not the live action one. Yeah, just iconic design. You got very limited pixels to work with, and somehow they found like the perfect character for the model they were going for. Just love the little smile on his face and the blue jeans and shirt. Like, he's ready for anything.
He sure is.
Yeah, but also, like, talking on the model for a second, I think it's this really nice blend of low fidelity while also being simple and allowing for like kind of being a canvas for anybody to create their own skins to apply to, because you can see so many different designs from Minecraft skins that fit the Steve model or the early Alex model, and I think what they've really been able to do with the art design in general in that game is pretty phenomenal.
Awesome. Well, those first two picks, I think, are the iconic Logan picks.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. Yeah, I mean, Steve, even though I've not been a Minecraft player, that's gonna be the next live stream probably. But he's obviously super iconic, and you see him everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the South
Voxels
Park
forever.
Yes.
All right, and Daria, what's your next pick?
Cal Kestis from the Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, and I'm very excited for whenever they release the third one. but no, the Jedi Fallen Order was probably like one of the first like Star Wars games that I'd actually been able to play, and I don't know, I just, again, this was another instance where I would stay up late to try to like get through the game just because the story was so like I was just really hooked by by all the things that he was going through, and I love the score for the whole game. For both of those games, I would just put those on as I was cleaning. I couldn't find the actual like full release thing, but there was some thing on YouTube that I would just play over and over and over. But no, a lot of the situations, the trainings, the things that Cal has to kind of go through and figuring out who he is and like getting past some of the things that are quite literally blocking him. It was, I mean, and it still is, honestly, like there are a lot of like really like quotable moments throughout that are just important reminders, like just as you just go through life. So that's why I was like, I love Cal Kestis, but it's really like his journey and like everything that he encounters and that is said to him along that journey.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you like Jedi Survivor or Fallen Order? Cal Kestis better than the other? Or just the character in general?
I probably say like I probably relate more to the first one. But I love the character as a whole, but Survivor has a whole another like layer to it that I actually have listed later. So which is another reason why I really like that one. But
awesome.
But yeah.
Cool. Also, probably the two iconic Daria picks so far. First two.
I was gonna say so far.
which is great. All right, so now back to me. Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to switch up my list because I gotta say this one next. Mega Man and X, because it's gonna come later, but my Breakman comes from Mega Man. And Mega Man, the first time I played it, I thought it was too hard. It made me mad, and I didn't like it. But when I played Mega Man 2, I still thought it was hard. But there was something about it that was just so much fun. And I loved the character. It was so addictive and so well balanced, and the music is just amazing. I mean, I still groove to those tunes in my car all the time. And then I'm just going to add X in here too, because it's basically the same thing, although not really. But that redesign that they did for the SNES, those games are just absolutely phenomenal, and the best transition to a new series that Mega Man, I think, could have had. Is this the first time I've talked about Mega Man in this version of the show?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I know he's come up before.
Okay, because that would be weird. Sketchy Ceviche says, was that the one with the Chupa Chups lollipops? I think that's to you, Daria. Maybe? Timing wise?
Wait.
It's hard to tell because there's a massive delay.
Sorry, I was... What
was the one with the Chupa Chups lollipops?
I don't...
There's quite the delay, so he could be talking about something that is
trying to think
a few minutes ago. We'll probably think of it soon.
I mean, Grease is a whole character in his I don't know, from Fallen Order and Survivor, but I can't remember right now. But I have a couple more characters I'm gonna list from those games.
Well, I'm sure he'll let us know once the stream catch up. There's a little bit more of a delay tonight than there usually is, so it'll be a few minutes. But Jack, what is your next one?
So my next one, I'm going to kind of bounce around a little bit too. I'm going to go with King from Tekken, not just because he's my favorite character to play as, but I mean, he's when I saw the first Tekken, and I saw that there was a character that basically just had a jaguar head. I was just like, okay, this is going to be kind of cool. He's got a jaguar head and he's wearing a 3-piece suit. Sign me up. This is awesome. And then come to find out, he's a Mexican wrestler. He's runs an orphanage. He's got this whole backstory, and he's got a arch nemesis whose name is just Armor King, and dresses exactly like him, except he's gray, and he has thick pauldrons that he wears. King is awesome, and just the fact that he is still getting cooler and cooler moves as the series goes on, I just absolutely love it. So King is right up there when I think about my favorite iconic characters that you get to play as in a video game. Maybe not the main character, but in my mind, King is the main character of Tekken. I forget Kazuya or Jin or anybody else. Great pick.
Love Tekken. So always happy to hear Tekken come up. And I think I figured out the Chupa Chup mystery.
Oh.
So I think might have been when I was talking about Zen Intergalactic Ninja. Because there is a different game called Zool Ninja of the Nth Dimension that I think he was thinking of. Because when he said, was that the one with the Chupa Chup lollipops? Zool Ninja of the Nth Dimension was sponsored by Chupa Chup.
That's an interesting it's an interesting tie-in.
Interesting tie-in, but yeah, different games. I was talking about Zen was for the NES and Zool is for the Genesis.
Nice.
So thank you, Google. And Jess, what's your next pick?
My next pick is one that people are probably sick of me talking about, but I will never stop talking about, which is, of course, Leon S. Kennedy.
Yeah, he was going to make it in here.
He might be my favorite video game character of all time, period. He's just so iconic, so ridiculous. I love, especially with 9 having come out, to have watched the character arc that we get to see him take of this really naive rookie cop going into, this older, grizzled, done with everybody's shit character that we get. He's just so phenomenal, and Resident Evil's so much fun, and he walks that line perfectly of like being this like badass like 90s action star, but also like being utterly ridiculous and hilarious with his quippy one-liners. And it makes my day every time I see like a clip of him or I get to play one of the games.
Yeah, he's definitely, if you have to choose between him and what they did with Chris Redfield, I certainly appreciate the path they took with Leon. 10 times
Leon
out of
has
10.
made it out of this really well. Chris. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Let's just hope Claire fares better whenever they remake Code Veronica.
Code Veronica, please.
Would love that.
Me too. Great pick, Jess. It's also one of my favorite characters too. Awesome. All right, Logan, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with Cuphead for my third one.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I just think the design of that character is brilliant. Feels like some long lost cartoon with living Cup with a body. Like, I'm surprised
Makes
that
total
probably.
sense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it had been done in Beauty and the Beast, but the
Tale as old as time.
rubber hose. Yep. The rubber hose look is great combo, but the fact that they went out of their way to hand animate all and like hand design all the frames for that character is just impressive. It's one of my favorite video game art styles and character designs. Just
Yeah, great pick. I played that a ton with BreakmanX. He loved that game, and we, which is great because playing that co-op is really, really fun.
Yeah,
I have yet to actually play that one. I've been meaning to. I've just
you gotta play it. It's hard.
I actually have to play it. Yeah,
it's
hard.
hard.
I've heard that about it.
It's you'll like want to replay levels kind of over and over again to get the hang of what you're supposed to do. But once you do, it's really cool, and the bosses are so fun to figure out.
I've seen I haven't watched them in depth, of course, but I've seen some clips from the boss battles, and they look insane.
Yeah,
talk about the animation.
That was one I remember seeing that at E3 or wherever they showed it the first time. I can't remember, but I was like, oh my god, that looks amazing, and it did not disappoint.
Yeah, it was amazing the path it took to come out too, because it started out as just like a boss rush thing, and then they actually threw in some actual like side scrolling or vertically scrolling stages just to kind of give it some variety. So
which helped it quite a bit. Johnny Graphics wrote in, yes, King is amazing. I'd play a whole game about him. So to Jack, and then I'd like a second opinion. Old Leon to the zombie doctor. Also from Johnny Graphics. Very cool.
Pretty great.
Awesome. All right, Daria.
All right, and this one's also going to be no surprise, but Jesse Faden from Control.
Great pick.
I mean,
Love
like,
it.
I a lot of the characters I have on here, with the exception of Cal, are all like women characters, which is like,
it's great.
I really enjoy being able to play like as these characters, and I can relate to them in a whole like other way. And with Jesse's story, and her like relentlessly like looking for her brother, and then just finally stumbling into the bureau and becoming the director. And like how most of the things she's like, okay, well, this is weird, and I don't know, like she doesn't really know why, but she just does it and goes through it. And so she takes on anything like that she needs to, essentially. So it's just fun to play as her.
Great pick. She's one of my favorite characters too. Control is, again, we've talked about it, but one of my favorite games of all time. And she's a fabulous character to play as. And again, very much like Star Wars. I mean, she's an amazing Jedi, potentially a Sith. You know, without the anger, because power
She's got the anger.
I was gonna say,
She's-
who knows, like what happened between then and now and President.
That's true.
So
That's true. Such a great series.
such a cool world and concept.
Yep. Awesome. Very cool. All right, back to me. I'm gonna go next with Ramza from Final Fantasy Tactics. Because I love, and again, one of my favorite stories from any video games. So many great quotes from that game. I replayed it like 5 years ago, I think, and I was pretty astonished with how many quotes and just how many lines. I played the better translation, not the original. Which the original was fine, but the better translation, the modern one, and it's like really great. And I love playing as Ramza. There's like so much change that happens from the time you start the game to the end, and the realizations. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, even though it's forever ago. It's such a twisty, turny, all over the place story that I'd love to see that. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Leave it in the game. I was gonna say I'd love to see that as like a movie, but no, I think it's fine the way it is. But yeah, I love Ramza is such a cool. And when I first played it, I was kind of like, I don't know about this guy. But the more you play it, you really start to come around and experience that world with him. And I never really know how to pronounce the last name. I think it's Bilv. I don't know. It's a lot of letters.
I never looked it up either.
So I just think Bilv. Someone out there is going to correct me. So, all right, Jack is your next one. Hopefully we can say the name.
Yeah, so my next one, I'm actually going to go with the original Nazi killer, BJ Blazkowicz from Wolfenstein 3D and the entire Wolfenstein series.
Yeah.
You know, before Doom Guy, BJ's head was out there just, giving all kinds of expressions, whether it was demonic, hurt, or just whatever. Like, BJ Blazkowicz's face is iconic in my mind whenever I think about first-person shooters, and so I've got to kind of put him up there with everybody else, and not to mention the new blood, or sorry, the New Order and the new Colossus. Like, between those two games, like, just astounding character work for a really one-dimensional character originally, and just a real fun journey, and super awesome just to kind of see how video games have treated him over the years.
Yes. And always a good pastime.
Yeah.
So, very cool. All right, Jess. Who do you got next? Oh, I think Jess
I'm
froze.
frozen. Can you hear me?
Jess is frozen.
We can hear you.
No.
You can hear me. Okay.
If you wanna, you could leave it, come back, and it'll probably work fine. We can go ahead.
Yeah. I'll be back.
All right. Well, you can come back. We'll go ahead and move on to Logan. Logan, who's your next one?
Yeah, so my next one is Chell from Portal.
Yeah.
Protagonist that I feel like is, I mean, you never really actually see Chell terribly much, except for in, like, I think an animation or two in Portal 2. But I just am fascinated by the implied backstory of the character. You know, how did she get stuck down there for hundreds of years after the whole lab like became automated and just lived until the collapse of humanity, and now has to escape from this vindictive robot. And also, like, any main character that can use a portal gun and, like, play with physics is cool in my book. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anyone from Portal is fine by me. Like,
Yeah.
so always
Pretty
a
much any
great
character.
pick. Yeah, any character. It's such a great, well-written, fantastic game. If anyone out there has not played Portal, and honestly Portal 2, you should be playing those two sometime after the show this evening.
Indeed.
So it looks like Jess is still in Frozen Land. So Daria.
So I probably won't say this one because I know Jess was probably going to say hers, and they're the same. But she's probably played more of them than I have, so I'll just skip that one for now. But even though I haven't made my way all the way through Alan Wake 2, I really love Saga Anderson's character. I love being able to like go to the mind place, and like just the way that that's kind of laid out, and like, I mean, I know that like the game helps you at some points like put the photos and the things in order, and but like just the concept of doing that and like the profiling and like just being in this like inner world is like really, really cool. And like just discovering a lot of the things like as she's discovering them. But just of course having that FBI background, I think is just and not really knowing what the Bureau, like the Federal Bureau of Control actually does. But you get to run into some of those like the stations. Is really cool. But you know, I really like Saga, and I'm really interested to see where her character goes by the end of it.
So yeah, no, Saga is also one of my favorite characters here recently. Like she has a really interesting story. She's thrust into a world that she's unfamiliar with, and how she deals with it through the mind place and just through the techniques she knows is really awesome to see. And she just kind of just rolls with everything, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've Robert and I have been watching Criminal Minds, like just kind of like whenever we have time. So like whenever whenever it goes to the profiling part, I'm like, I just think of that. But but no, I think being able to like go through the case files and like put all of that stuff together and just kind of be along for the ride is really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And the return of the Jess.
I am back.
Welcome
I don't know
back.
what happened.
Technology. Whatevs.
Windows happened.
Yes.
It said that when I tried to come back in, it was like, no, your webcam is currently open in something else and running. And I'm like, I don't think that's true.
Give it back.
Yeah, I don't know. I closed Discord, so maybe that was the problem. Maybe for some reason Discord tried to use it, but I'm like, that's the only other thing on this computer that could possibly be using.
Sometimes it will grab it. Like I have to, when I do the show, I have to restart and do like a very specific order of things because I don't know if you guys remember the Try episode. Hey, what's up? And there was just nothing here. It was a ghost.
I remember. All too well.
Yeah, and so it can happen to anybody because it happened to me. So like, I have a very strict order of things I open whenever I do the show because it's happened to me. So not just you.
So my next choice is kind of a mascot for a game series, which is very interesting because she did not show up until several games into the series. But that's Isabelle from Animal Crossing. I think she is so adorable and I love her so much, and she very much has kind of become like the face of Animal Crossing, which I much prefer because before her the only one we really had was Tom Nook, and I am not a fan of that capitalist little raccoon. So I adore Isabelle in her cute little sweater vest, and I think she's been a great addition to the franchise.
Yeah, awesome. Seconded. Isabelle's great.
Very cool.
I thought you were gonna do the one before that, so I didn't say mine. But I'll kind of so the one I was gonna say before Saga was Lara Croft, but I've only played one of them. So the only thing I played is Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and I didn't realize that was like the last one in that little trilogy. But no, I didn't have the PlayStation yet. I was just playing on my parents' like Xbox, and just kind of I had the hard copy of it and played my way through it, and it was it was like just the exploration part of it, going into like just the discovery aspect.
I'm pretty sure I played that because you recommended it, if I remember right. That particular.
I really liked that one a lot.
It's a solid entry.
Yeah. Is that the one? Well, they're probably, never mind. They're all kind of, but like you're in there's like the river at the beginning in the cave thing.
I think it's, well, there's Tomb Raider, there's Rise of the Tomb Raider, and
Might be
then
Rise.
Shadow,
That might be
of the
Rise.
Tomb Raider.
I think this might be Rise.
So, yeah,
They're
'cause
all
I-
good.
But yeah, no, that was the one. I thought, Jess, I held off saying it because I was gonna hop off of yours, but so yeah.
Well, and because I had mine on third, but then Jack had mentioned Lara Croft at the end of his first with Bayonetta, so I did it like up there, and so I think it all got lost in the shuffle.
Mental gymnastics this evening with characters.
We got there. It's fine.
We got a lot of characters on these lists. It's hard
She's
to get
a-
Got a lot
she's
of
an
good-
icon.
There's no way we're gonna get through this. We're gonna have to do a part 2 in season
Oh, yeah.
14. So. So, yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, back to my next. This is fun though. I like seeing the list, but more fun to me is hearing what the characters mean to you guys. Like that's really been fun to hear the why, you know.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, there's a lot of them. I'm not going to get to them, so I want to pick one. I'm going to go with, since I've already done all the other Nintendo characters, I might as well get the trifecta here. So I'm going to go with Samus. I think Samus is awesome. In fact, of all the Nintendo characters, I think she's by far the coolest. You know, Link's pretty cool, but like it's really more because you're playing as him. Like, you know, he's just kind of a little boy that finds a bunch of stuff. People are gonna get so mad at that. Oh my god, that was terrible. I love Link. I just mentioned him a minute ago. He's great. He becomes super powerful and defeats Ganon and is amazing. Go Link. But Samus is really, really cool. I mean, she is like a badass bounty hunter alone in space, like taking on, you know, just whatever. I mean, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything that could be possibly more terrifying than exploring space because you have no idea what's around the next corner, and she's just out there. They're doing it, and I can still remember, you know, because the manual refers to Samus as a him, like everything refers to her as a him, until you beat the game and you find out that apparently the American side that wrote the manual didn't beat the game or something. I don't know. But it's just, you know, she was the first. I just actually watched a video by Big Ol' Words about all the female characters on the NES. There weren't nearly enough. I'm glad we're getting more in modern games. But there are more than I remember there being, which was cool. But anyway, Samus. Love Samus. She's total badass. She has an amazing suit in all of her games. I've actually been giving the original Metroid a chance again because I'd kind of, you know, downplayed it a bit over the years. But it's actually better than I remember it. And if you're patient with it and have somewhat of a decent memory, it's actually pretty great.
Or access to the map online.
Or access to the map. Yeah, very good. But no, Samus is absolutely fantastic. I think she's actually absolutely great. Sketchy Ceviche says, yes, Samus being alone is important.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of the more I play, I still love Metroid Prime 4, but like she should be alone. That's like the point of Metroid, is that she's isolated, alone, and like she doesn't need anybody else around her. And it also adds to the ambiance of, in my opinion, the ambiance of everything, that there's nothing else there. She just doesn't need, maybe like a long transmission or something would be okay, maybe. But the cool thing about like Metroid Prime, any of the Metroid games, but the 3D ones, Metroid Prime, you hop in there and you're completely cut off from everything. The only thing that you really get are these little artifacts and ancient things, which is such a cool way to go about it. So again, I love Metroid Prime 4. It's a lot of fun, but it kind of cheapens it to take away one of the coolest things about Samus. You know, she doesn't need Luigi. She doesn't need Zelda like Link. Man, sorry, Zelda fans. I love Zelda. I've been playing it since '87. It's literally my favorite series, probably. But yeah, she doesn't need anybody. And Sketchy Ceviche says Adam was the only bad part of Fusion.
Yeah.
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 All right, Jack, what's your next one? Unless
So
anyone
my
has anything to say about Samus. I didn't mean to skip.
Nah, Samus is awesome. Like, complete badass.
Yep. And she can roll into a ball.
She can roll into a ball. She gets very tiny.
Yeah. That would hurt.
So my next one is PaRappa the Rapper. I mean, I don't know how you cannot love PaRappa the Rapper. I mean, he's a dog. He is 2D and he raps. He drops sick beats, and he has amazing flow. So I don't know. How can you not love PaRappa the Rapper? Two phenomenal games, 2.5 if you count the second quest of Jammer Lammy. I mean, I would play another PaRappa game in a heartbeat if they were man enough to make one. You hear me, Sony? But
They should make one.
Man, just I miss PaRappa the Rapper.
Man, I had no idea that it was PaRappa the Rapper. I thought it was PaRappa the Rapper. But great game. Great pick.
Oh,
and it's
good.
Yeah. I love the art style of that one, too. It's very unique.
Yeah.
All right, Jess, what is your next one?
Well, I think I'm going to jump ahead a little bit to a potentially controversial pick of mine, which is I think my favorite player character in the Dragon Age series is actually Hawke from Dragon
Whoa.
Age 2.
Oh.
And for me, I think a lot of it comes down to personal taste in that I like to be able to create my own characters, but I also really value when a character is like very fleshed out and like has a stance. And I feel like they did that in such a good way in 2, and that like you can have like purple Hawke or red Hawke or the like white blue Hawke. And if you like were really consistent in the choices that you made dialogue wise, it still like was you and you're still making decisions, but all of the dialogue and all the interactions with the characters felt like a very solidified, holistic character. And purple Hawke is one of my favorite ways that you can play through any game ever. And I know it was built out of like a lot of parameters, but I actually think in a lot of ways 2 benefited from the fact that it wasn't as open of a character creation as the other ones. You had to be a human, you had to be this specific sibling in this specific family for the narrative to play out. And I'm glad that they didn't continue to do that, but I thought it was a really interesting take in the series, and I thought it worked really well for what the game was.
Cool. I like controversial opinions.
Yeah, I mean, Hawke's not bad. He does have a decent backstory, but in the grand scheme of Dragon Age games, it is a little disappointing that it's, hey, this is the guy, here's your path, or at least here's where you start from, and off you go.
I agree, but I just think I fell in love with the characterization of Hawke, and out of all of the games, I think the companions in 2 are my favorites, and specifically like the interactions that like the specifically purple Hawke can have with everyone. Just for whatever reason, it was perfect for what I wanted. So again, I'm glad that that's not the standard for all of the games, but I thought with the situation that was given and the conditions under which we got Dragon Age 2, I actually really enjoy it.
That's
Cool.
fair.
Awesome. All right, Logan, what's your next pick?
Yeah, so this is an interesting one. I don't even know if this character has actually released yet. But, so Phasmophobia, right? I love the characters in Phasmophobia. I've kind of been wanting to do a Halloween costume of one of them for a while.
Oh, that'd be
It's basically
cool.
all you basically just dress up in like mildly normal clothes and walk around with like a strange movement that kind of imitates the animations in the game and like hold a EMF detector or something or whatever. But the favorite character is they're working on remodeling all of them. And I saw like an image come through in the Discord because my friend posted it and goes like, hey, why are you stuck in the floor? And I just see this picture of a character that looks eerily similar to me, just like glitched through the floor. And like it caused him to do a double take when he first saw it. It caused me to do a double take when I saw it because I didn't know. I saw the image first. I'm like, wait, that looks like my face. It's kind of like the strangest coincidence ever. I'm not working with the team or anything, but it was just now I know. I'm just gonna say now I know which avatar I'm playing in the new update.
Did you say the name?
I don't know that the character has a name.
Oh, okay.
It's like one of the avatars, one of the Phas characters.
I want to see this very badly. That
Okay,
is such a crazy coincidence to have a video game character randomly look like you.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to send that.
Okay, I'm dropping this in the staff.
Yeah,
channel.
drop it in there because I think our inquiring minds out there. Oh my God! What? What?
Interesting.
Yeah. Very.
All right, I'm gonna get this up here for everyone to see because I gotta name it something. It's naming it image. Logan. That's what that is. That is nothing else. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Logan. This is gonna be all right. Everyone, this build up to the tension as I scroll through file manager here. Logan. I spelled it wrong with an E.
Yep.
Did it come up? My thing froze.
No,
There
my
it is.
gosh.
Yep. Oh, yeah, it's in the corner.
Oh no.
Wow.
It's sorry. My OBS froze.
Oh wow. Yep.
You know what we need to do?
Oh yeah. That's me. Hey guys.
That's amazing. I love that so much.
Yep.
Just
That is
randomly
great.
in the game. That's great. All right, Daria, are you randomly in a game?
I don't think so. No, but I would have to say my last one. That was Milo, by the way.
Sup, Milo?
I didn't actually have it on my list, but the first Assassin's Creed game that I played was Odyssey.
Ah.
And I really, really love Cassandra. Like, I know that was kind of like my introduction to the whole world, and I really do want to play like the first several games first. But just kind of like seeing how she ties in with everything, and it's another one of the games that I've been working on like 100%ing, which is I'm still a ways away. But no, I also like that you could choose to play as her or not. So I think the next one that I'll probably play is Robert told me to play is Valhalla, because before I even play Black Flag, the new the resynced one. So, and so I just from what I've seen him play, like Eivor is really, really cool.
Yeah.
And there's yeah.
Yeah, Eivor's awesome. But no, for Odyssey, I mean, Cassandra's much, much more interesting than I can't even remember what the other character's name is. But yeah, she is much more compelling than the other main protagonist you could choose to be in that game.
Yeah, I also cannot remember what his name is.
Yeah, either.
Not very compelling, apparently.
No.
But no, yeah, she was a lot of fun to play, and the voice actor was really, really incredible.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting here to the end of time here. I have to say my first companion character, though, because, like, how could I get through this list without saying it?
Okay.
Brakeman. Right?
Of
I
course,
hate
yeah.
that they call him Proto Man. I mean, I know why. Believe me, I know why. I know a couple things about Mega Man. But Brakeman, like such a great name. Love it. Blues, his little whistle. He's the man. I mean, obviously, because I chose him as my avatar in 6th grade. Yeah, I needed one for an IRC channel, and I chose him, and then just did a solarize on it to reverse the colors, and that's why he's blue.
There you go.
And then I was like,
That's awesome.
oh, he needs a lightsaber. And that's why BreakmanX has a lightsaber. 1996 is when that happened.
Man. So long ago.
So long ago. Well, does anyone else want to do a lightning for their first NPC before we head out?
I'll do one NPC. So just because we've been talking about Control and the Remedy universe, I want to go with Frederick Langston, who
Saw
is
his name on there.
he's the would you call him not really the guardian, but he's kind of like the operator or the guard
for the
of the
Panopticon.
Panopticon in Control. He's so great. I mean, he's just like, hey, I'm just here. I just want to finish my shift and go home. Like,
And he wants his cat. I just
Yeah,
remember
he's
like him. I just remember he hopes
Yeah.
his cat's okay. And I'm
yeah, I
like,
hope my cat's okay. Like, he's been at home. I've been here for a while.
but yeah, no.
He's just great. I really hope, whether it's Control 2 or like some other thing, I hope he pops up somewhere in that game, because I feel like he could be used a lot more. Like,
Yeah.
he probably has a lot more fun stuff going on.
Such a great world.
They used him in the AWE expansion, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So I also liked his inclusion in that too.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Jess, did you want a lightning round one?
Yeah, I guess the one I will lightning round is going to be Astarion from Baldur's Gate 3, because I started a new Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough with the intention of actually beating it finally. And I decided to do the romance with him this time around. And he is a very interesting character. He's very funny. Irritating at times, but in ways that are like remarkably well done. And obviously I know where his character arc goes and like the different options that you have, and I think he's one of the more compelling of the companions and like one of the best like fleshed out in the game.
Yeah,
Cool.
That's awesome. He's one of the. I mean, he is like the first person you bump into in that game, just about. And it's
Close to, depending
Yeah,
on
close
how dumb you are in the way that you choose to
Yeah.
traverse the map. But yeah.
Just depending on your intelligence level. There.
Not very high, I will say.
And Logan, did you want a lightning round one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Super Monkey from Bloons Tower Defense 5. That is like one of my most used characters in that game. I'm not calling it a player character because it's used by the player, not actually played by the player. So I'm considering it an assistant character. But yeah, throws darts at like Mach 10 and can
fast.
evolve into a literal god by its top level like upgrades. So
As you
yeah,
do.
pretty useful tower. The only downside is it's kind of expensive, but I always save for it anyway.
I was thinking you were going to say Super Monkey Ball when you said monkey.
That's what I kind of thought. Too. I thought it was gonna be I was like, oh, cool.
I love Super Monkey Ball. Super Monkey Ball is a great game. Like, I know it looks like super simple, but like, especially the GameCube one, that controller was like made for that game.
Yep.
I remember when I
Cool.
bought that game, everyone was like, Super Monkey Ball? Why did you buy that? And then
It's
just
great.
play it.
That's why.
Yeah. All right, Daria, did you want a lightning round one?
Yes. So this one's kind of more of a. It's actually at the bottom of my list, but I think he's. It was a fun inclusion in Jedi Survivor, but Turgle.
Yeah. Turgle's great. Turgle's awesome.
Just the character design and like the moments that he pops up, like he's just a fun character. So that you get to run into. So yeah, Turgle.
All right. Well, this was a lot of fun. Again, I love the why. That's what's really fun, is to hear what the characters mean to you. So, Jack,
Yeah.
anything you'd like to say before we head off into the sunset?
Just that I am excited to play some 007 First Light, and my weekend project, if I get time, is a FIFA World Cup Lego set. So I'm excited to put that thing together. I don't know. I got tickets to one of the games in town, and so my brother and I
cool.
are going. I am super stoked. I am deathly afraid of how we're going to get to the stadium and home in the same day, because I'm just looking at, I guess the Netherlands folks, they will march from downtown to the stadium. And if you all know Kansas City, there's really only one way you can get to the stadium from downtown, and that is going down I-70. So I'm just like, I hope, there's supposedly mass transit they're going to be having, like they're going to be running buses all day between downtown and the entire city, and then out to Arrowhead Stadium as well. So we'll see, but I'm just expecting basically leave early in the morning, return late at night, and hopefully get to watch some soccer in there in between.
Yeah. Hopefully the marching Netherland folks don't get you.
I mean, they're gonna be awesome. They're gonna be like drunk off their asses, but like I can
Yes,
only
FIFA.
imagine it's gonna be amazing.
Awesome. We'll enjoy. That'll be great. And Jess, how about you?
I don't have a whole lot planned. Mostly still recovering and trying to get back into work after graduation. But make sure that you're tuning in on Tuesdays now to watch Break and I go through Pokemon Crystal. It's going to be super fun. Should get to this first gym leader this Tuesday. So stoked about that.
Pika, Pika. Pikachu.
Exactly.
Jigglypuff, Jigglypuff.
What about you, Logan?
Yes.
How is he not on your list?
This weekend, I'm probably just going to be getting a lot of freelance work done, and then maybe watching some Daredevil here or there.
Nice.
Because I'm going back through the original series. Yeah. Nothing too crazy.
And Daria.
I would say, yeah, nothing too crazy. Just probably just going to a wedding in June. So just getting stuff together and ready for that and planning for that. So also, I just didn't think about this until now, but Robert and I watched the miniseries Death by Lightning on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good. Really good. About James Garfield.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
We started watching the False Prophet one last night. Whoa. I almost
And
stopped
then-
watching it after the first episode. Not because it's bad, but because what it covers is so disturbing.
Dang.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this series is 4 episodes, so it's not super lengthy, but it was
Gotcha.
really good.
This is the sequel to the FLDS documentary.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, very interesting. And you want justice so bad as you watch it. It's the only reason we're continuing through. But I'm so excited to play Pokemon next week. That's going to be like so much fun. Highlight of my week. Seriously, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm also pretty stoked about finishing my NES video and having our fun guest on the next week. And then Fenris on a couple weeks for Ben to complete the NES trifecta. I've said that word too many times tonight. But with that, we'll see you same time next week on The Game Show.